Welcome back to the Eric Krown crypto channel. Wishing you a happy healthy start to this nice dumpola as we start off the new week of new opportunities, of which it looks like there's going to be several right in front of our very face right now. And how does this sort of shape the higher term time frame analysis and what essentially is expected for this week to come? So with that in mind, I think we can, let's just jump right into it, baby. Let's just get right into this. Things are moving right now, and we have a very big update right here with one of the biggest signals that has been essentially guiding the upside trajectory for a while now. And what do you know? The daily CME signal is coming under pressure right here. And as of right now, although it is a long day left to go, not looking too damn hot. So first and foremost, let's go over what the actual signal is and then how to essentially interpret it. And what are we looking at right here? We're looking at volatility versus stochastic momentum. To be specific, this is the volatility of stochastic momentum right here. And this is actual stochastic momentum, as you can see, which you probably already know. Anyways, anytime that we have seen it get down to extreme lows, what to define as these low levels right here with the volatility, the expansion phase from those extreme lows has led to an average move of about 28.85% done over the course of just over 10 days. And the stochastic momentum also has gone the correct direction just about 89% of the time, just under that. So pretty damn good. Not perfect, obviously, as nothing is. We're talking about statistics, not certainties in this case. And here is the new and biggest information as of right now. The daily stochastic momentum pivot is at 24,460 on specifically CME. So what does that mean? That means that if Bitcoin does close below that level, then this signal is null. We have seen the signal play out, I suppose, in its entirety for right now, of which it was about a little bit over 15% move, it looks like. So definitely on the lower end of that average, if that does indeed happen. Of course, it is a long day left to go. But if that does happen, then yes, the signal is nullified. It's nullified, and we get the next big signal to be looking at, of which that's going to be on this chart right in over here. So again, very important CME closure today, 24,450 basically. Over on this chart, we can see the daily BBWP, another volatility metric, as you can see, also quite low as well. And the reason why this one is very interesting right here is because when we do analyze very low volatility, we have observed over the past couple years here an average move of about 25.21% done over the course of just over 14 days. So actually quite confluent with the last one that we looked at, although the stochastic momentum oscillator is seemingly not going to have the, it's not going to be relevant for this direction in this case, but it gives us an idea of if that prior signal fails, which it looks like it probably will, what to expect next. And well, if we are going to be looking at probably a 25 or so percent move, then we can kind of forecast where things likely do end up in the next couple weeks coming into maybe early September, something like that. So if we were to shave off about 25% off the current price action from the current high, which is yet again another rejection off the 55, that would put Bitcoin down around 19,000 bucks. So actually not on new lows just yet, maybe a bit of a double bottom, maybe a bit of a higher low right there, but that's kind of what's at stake right now. Again, keeping in mind that we're talking about averages, we're not talking about certainties, we're talking about, there's going to be some variance in there. There's going to be some that are higher, some that are lower. Obviously, could very well be that this is, on the lower end as well. Definitely possible right there. At the same time, we need to now talk about essentially how to confirm or deny that move. Again, keeping in mind that it all is governed off the daily closure for CME. And how many pumps and dumps have we seen within this range thus far? Too many to count, or realistically like 5, but too many to be precise. So in this case over here, we'll go over to our regular charts and a few things. So first and foremost, ranges. As far as ranges go, it's the same shit that we've been looking at as far as CME is concerned. No daily closures above the 24,500 pivot. Very important. No breakout to the upside to be confirmed as long as that condition is unmet. To the downside in this case, I would be looking at last Friday's low, the 12th of August, as a continuation point, thus confirming a reversal, thus confirming a nice downside move emerging. So the low of last Friday was 23,600 to be fair. Anywhere below there, very bad, obviously, or a daily closure below about 23,800 on, again, specifically CME. We're talking about big ranges right here. We're also talking about big moves as well. Until then, it's just, it is kind of more or less a range bound market, but with this last rejection, this one is starting to look pretty bad, to be quite frank with you. Anyways, on the lower term timeframes, what do we have right here? We do see multiple drives of bearish divergence. Well, there basically we do see extremely low BBWP, so that does also imply that well, this move could have some venom on it. We also do see on 4-hour stochastic momentum for, of course, CME, that it will also be turning down with any sort of a closure below 24,400. So obviously this, this time frame not super related to, the daily, but you can start to make some sort of judgments on, hey, if we start to fail this region, there's only so many hours left in the day, and momentum does remain to the downside below that area. So again, that's going to be 24,420 in this case, of which CME is trading about $200 below there with 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds left to go on that particular closure. So, a long time to be fair. Anyways, moving on from here, I did want to also address the 6-hour. The 6-hour is also going to be turning down below 24,350, which right now CME is currently traded below. And we also do closing at the same time, by the way, as the 4-hour. And the 12-hour is actually up right now, but will turn down below 24,220, which CME is actually trading at basically right now. So we'll see all those things turn down simultaneously. If those conditions are met, that can obviously have bleed on over effects into the higher term timeframes, and this can really turn into a nasty move if that happens. Until then, just like before, I do hold off on saying really anything else, because that's really not how I want mine. I want my analysis to be statistically based, not like opinion based, because I think that's more or less bullshit. But at the end of the day, until we get resolution from one of those ranges, I would not be willing to put my hat in the ring for the next sort of 20 to 25%-ish move that we're likely looking at from these levels. Anyways, is there anything else that I wanted to... Oh yes, there's one last thing. Okay, so here's also kind of what's at stake at this particular moment. So right now on the daily for CME, if Bitcoin were to confirm a local high, which we went over the conditions earlier, either a daily closure below basically 23,850, or you could maybe even say 23,9, probably does it as well, or just a wick below last Friday's low, that would confirm this as a local high, thus confirming bearish divergence on the daily right here. Daily being a rather powerful time frame. Obviously going to have downside targets from there emerge if that does get confirmed, alongside extremely low BBWP, which we already looked at. Until then, again, I'm kind of holding off for my own self. I don't really see anything that's like super obvious just yet, except for very low term time frame stuff, of which that's probably not worth talking about on a video like this. And then of course, until then, I guess you could still theoretically, potentially see another move to the upside. Definitely possible. My criteria for a confirmation of a breakout to new highs on this rally remains the same. 24,500 specifically on CME, just going off of this area right here. 24,600 to be exact, although not really a humongous difference there, to be fair. But ultimately, above there on a daily closure for CME, I would be looking again for continuation of this rally. Until then, we kind of are at a big area right here, of which, there's a major pivot on the market, very obviously speaking. Anyways, is there anything else that I want to say on this particular video? No, I think that'll actually do it for right now. Should probably talk about my Instagram. I'll do some intraday updates there, of which you can find a link in the description below. It's obviously free and everything. Well, assuming that something interesting happens, but it does look like today might very well be interesting actually. And then of course, what else? Yes, Bybit has 50% off on their options. So if you are an options trader, if you use the link in the description below for Bybit, that will award you 50% off of the trading fees there, essentially. Other than that, it's time for me to sign off. I want to be wishing you well. Much love, take care, and see you hopefully soon.